But as for now, I distance myself from INJECT party. We will create a national youth convention. The money the Kenyan people have been contributing was being contributed to one person. Today, I wish to state that this movement called INJECT Party, this was a great movement, but unfortunately, this movement has been reduced to an individual's movement. Unfortunately, you have seen one of them joined the ODM. Another one has become inconsequential because of experience, political experience. But unfortunately, some of us who wanted accountability for that money, that is where the differences started coming in. We have personally, I distance myself because I have never been sent that money. I'm Kimori, Engineer Kimori Evans, a civil engineer by profession, a citizen of this country, a Democrat, a Republican, a person who loves and cherishes this country, a person who has worked in this country, a person who has created employment in this country, more so a leader of this nation. Today is a great day because we wish to deliberate on what has been transpiring, especially during this political year. You saw the Gen Z created an atmosphere which has never been created since independence. The Gen Z came out and advocated for systemic reforms. This enabled the president to reshuffle his cabinet. It enabled a rejection of the finance bill. It enabled so much things, including Honorable Raila Odinga, broad-based government. So to me, I think it is high time we have a assassination of the Gen Z. We have seen intimidation left, right, and center. The Gen Zs who are advocating for change, others being abducted, others being killed, others being denied their constitutional rights. We have seen also some reforms, not reforms as per se, people changing, like now joining, the Gen Zs joining the main parties here and there. Other movements fading gradually, like the INJECT party, because of selfishness and incompetence. So today, I wish to state as follows. The greatness of a nation's future depends on how we think, but not how accurately we remember. It is a historical moment. The Gen Z movement or the Gen Z political sect is a sect that is real and realistic for the future generation. This is a movement that was created by the people who are of younger generation so that we can be able to see change for the future generation. And so, the Gen Z wish not to elect a leader who is not of their age group. And that is what I mean by their age group, an age group that can be able to resonate well with them. And with this, there are many people who have declared for presidency. Some are not Gen Z, some are appearing weak Gen Z. We wish to state as follows. We will have a reincarnation next year. And with this, it is to have a storm that is coming. This will be able to create a systemic movement that will sweep and create reforms to the next general election. I wish to state that whatever happened and has already been documented, and it is history. But whatever is going to happen as from the next cascading of political sphere, next year we are going to witness either the political enigma of this country called Raila is going to win AU or not going to win AU. Either he wins or not, the Gen Z movement is there. So today we wish to affirm that the Gen Z is live and kicking. Those who think that the Gen Z movement is dead, just wait and see. The silent are the majority. The Gen Z were silent until 2024 demonstration. Then they saw that is when this thing is real. They woke up and defended their constitution. That is after the government has been masturbating on their political patience for too long. Ejaculation time arrived when the Gen Z woke up and defended their constitution. Today, we are witnessing so much pride which the Gen Z light off. The pride from the politicians have started coming back. The likes of Kimani Chungwa talking bad against the churches instead of going back and asking yourself what went wrong until the churches today are against this government. So to me, it is going to be a very interesting time when we call a reincarnation and rejuvenation of the Gen Z. All the political sects will be left a gap. We have seen, as per the statistics of the IEBC registered voters, between the age group of 18 years to 35 years, they form a population of 8 million voters. This population is the population that will send Zakayo home. This population is the population that will wake up and defend their constitutional rights. This population is the population that will wake up and demand for the apology from the government of the day for killing young generation. This is the population that will politically ejaculate on these rogue politicians who have been politically masturbating on the Gen Z's patience. Today, we stand strong, stating clearly that you can kill us some of the time, but you cannot kill all of us all of the time. Today, we are calling for the right of the citizens to be protected. We are standing firm and saying a united front is always a winning front. The greatness of a nation's future depends on our thinking, but not how good we remember. Today, I wish to state that this movement called INJECT Party, this was a great movement, but unfortunately, this movement has been reduced to an individual's movement. It was a movement that was supposed to redefine this nation, but unfortunately, it has become an individual's movement, which I don't wish to expand further than that. You can even see that individual walking alone here and there does not want to work as a team leader. So it is very unfortunate that we have to go back to the drawing board, and we will be calling for a national youth convention early next year to have a conglomeration of a united front so that we have youth developing their own name, youth developing their own agenda, youth developing their own party colors, youth developing their own systemic and the correct political movement. This was a learning lesson to us. The press conference that was called by my friend who called it in Nairobi at Fungamano, I was not there because I was on a safari. That's why today I decided to call this press conference to elaborate that we are going to create a movement that will be able to sweep all the corridors of corruption, including the corrupt. So INJECT party is a dead party because someone reduced it to an individual state. That is why we gave it time. It could not be able to redeem, and so we are going to call a national youth convention. This convention will be the forefront of the youth creating their own movement without some 2 to 3 people sitting at a certain quarter, then discussing the name, discussing the colors, discussing whatever. So it will be a youth-based movement which will end up being a political party that the Gen Z will be able to elect their own leaders who will now run for the respective seats from the presidency to the other political seats, which will have now the nomination when we form this political party. So in short, what we are announcing here today is that we will be having a national youth convention early next year for the youth to decide the name, to decide the color, to decide the way forward. And so, one of the agendas is to create the name of the movement, which will end up being the vehicle that we of this age group are going to change the generation that is going to come. And it's simple. We just want one thing: systemic reforms. It is not a must for me to be the president or for another person to be the president. It is the systemic reforms. And if it takes for us, one of us, to be the president so that we have these systemic reforms, we will vet this person before he is elected. That's why we are calling for your national youth convention. We will announce the date, we will announce the time, and we will announce the venue. That is when we will have the national youth convention, and we create a movement of the people, by the people, and for the people. When the Gen Z movement was started, it started as a leaderless, it started as a movement which had no structure to the grassroots. And for this reason, it was to enable us to move without anyone being bought or joining the other side of the divide. It succeeded. The main mandate then succeeded. That was to reject the finance bill. And so, as time went by, there were youthful leaders who came and emerged. Unfortunately, you have seen one of them joined the ODM. Another one has become inconsequential because of experience, political experience, has been rejected by the Gen Zs themselves. So I don't blame them. Maybe it is because of the economic situation. Maybe it is because of their own interests here and there. But all this said and done, we wish to state the following. All this has been happening because we had not had what you call the National Youth Convention. So that once you have the people electing one of them to be their leader. It is different from someone just emerging from somewhere and imposing himself as the leader of the Gen Z. So that is the difference. So you will find someone who has emerged has not been vetted, has not been verified. So it is the reason as to why, as from next year, we will announce the youth convention so that you can be able to ratify the leaders who are going to be elected. And with this, it will help us avoid situations whereby these people are bought. And we will put mechanisms. We're not going to assume that those who are going to be elected at the National Youth Convention are not going to be bought. You might find some infiltration. So we will be very keen. Some of us have some political history. We have been student leaders, we have been at the national politics, so we understand how this politics is run. And that is why when you saw INJECT movement, when it came out so strongly because we were behind the scenes. But now, it seems we need to take now the stage and ensure that we have a correct vehicle that is going to propel the INJECT, is going to propel the people who are corrupt, the people who have been rejected by the people, and change the whole situation in 2027. So the end game here is 2027. Let us not lie. It is 2027. The money the Kenyan people have been contributing was being contributed to one person. Initially, you saw we were so vibrant. Kenyans came out in large numbers. So accountability came recently after Kenyans demanded this money has been sent to a specific number, which we have never seen, but vehicles were bought here and there. But we distance ourselves. Those who wish to remain there, well and good. But for sure, we wanted accountability from day one, which created a very serious differences. But as for now, I distance myself from INJECT party. We will create a national youth convention, which the people are going to create their own name, their own colors, and this is what is going to propel us to the next general election. Thank you so much.